mid 80s was like Linares for our days, one of the strongest tournaments, and leading players participated there with great pleasure. And this was tournament with many interesting games, and normally it was open fight over the chessboard. That time White had in mind another positional idea, just to play for the bad bishop on c8, and I played with White this line.
Okay, now here we see you actually playing the white side against your own favorite opening. This is a little unfair, isn't it?
No, but that time I played CaroKan defend mostly with White.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you've had tremendous experience both trying to beat the CaroKan and supporting this opening.
Yes. No. Now I have like in Spanish. I have big experience with White and Black, and so you know so many fine things, and this is very good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now one of the most popular continuations is actually bishop to c4 on the fourth move. So here we're looking at knight f3.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So then Black plays knight f6, knight takes. Mm-hmm. And now the main idea is how to stop this bishop from getting out. Mm-hmm. And knight e5. So this was quite often played that years. And now, of course, if you force e6, then
the bishop
you
is
fulfilled
bad.
your idea. Bishop is bad.
So that idea would be seen if he tried to play g6. Because basically this bishop has two ways to come out, right? He can either play e6 and come out this way, or g6 and fianchetto. So if he goes for g6, then we'll see the idea you were just discussing, right? You play bishop to here, make him play pawn to e6, and now we can see that he's boxed in this one, right?
That's right. That's right. And but that's why Black started to play bishop e6 to prevent bishop c4.
Now, was this actually your discovery? I saw you played this with great success in a match with Sokolov at one time. You played bishop e6
Bishop
with black.
e6 is not so bad, but still this is passive, because then you need another move just to bring bishop active
Also,
position.
white plays c4, and white gets a little more space, a little more free hand later in the middle game.
Right. And another possibility is just to kick out this knight immediately from e5.
Mm-hmm.
And then white could play bishop e5 or knight to d3. If knight d3, then g6, and this is slightly better for white. I had such game with a grandmaster from Holland, Gennady Sasonka, with g6. And he could equalize the game.
White has a little more space, but maybe black can play c5 at one moment. And
c5 or e5, yes. Black has two ideas, and it's not easy to stop.
I think I had a training game with Fritz, the computer, like this, where I was able to play e5 with black, trade a lot of pieces, and simplify down to a draw, which, for black, it's okay.
Yes.
Now, at that time, though, theory wasn't so well developed, and Hort just mechanically went ahead and said, oh, I can develop my bishop, and he developed his bishop.
Yes, yes. And then this is, it seems to be very early, but c3, yes.
Just to go ahead and secure the center, right?
Right.
And now, not feeling in any danger, he went ahead and just played e6. He figured
but what to do? This is the question. This is the point.
Well, he has to do something to continue his development with this bishop.
Just to continue in his development. And then if you play g6, then why you play bishop f5?
Then also bishop c4 is very strong, right? Because then you box in the bishop outside the pawn chain.
No, but also queen b3 is threat, because then...
double attack,
Double
right?
attack, yes. So Hort played e6.
Now, Hort at this time is one of the world's Czechoslovakian grandmasters. He was one of the strongest players at one time during this period.
Yes, he was candidate. And
did he have any suspicion that he was already getting into a little difficulty?
I don't think at this moment he had the idea.
It was only after your next few moves that he began to realize there was a little drop of poison in this knight jump.
No, but probably he had in mind the position which we got, because he thought that
he thought black was okay.
It would be close position, and then he could defend. But now we shall see how.
So now you start more or less a blitzkrieg attack, right? You played g4 and attack his bishop.
Bishop g6. If you play bishop e4, then f3. And then still you have to go back, or if you play here, then c4 and bishop is trapped.
Bishop is trapped.
Right.
This is even worse than being on the other side of the pawn chain.
So bishop g6, h4, and then Hort played h5. Then knight takes.
Now, of course, when you win h4, you're threatening to trap his bishop. So
yes,
he had to do something.
h5, f3, and c4.
Right.
So I took on g6, pawn took, and then g5. So black played knight to d5. It's clear, because if you play just knight to d7, then white wins immediately with bishop d3. There's
simply no way to protect this.
No, that's right.
Next
right.
move, queen up, and the pawn is...
That's why he played knight to d5. And probably he had in mind this position, because then what happens? That you have good blockade on the white squares. And
all you have to do really is to defend your 2 points, and then everything is barricaded in.
yes, if you can bring knight e7 and f5, and if you can make queen d7, and if you castle, then black could be even better, because this pawn is weak. This bishop is good, but not so much
this
future.
pawn is backward on an open file.
Right.
And the block nature of the position, the bishops don't function so well.
Right. And then, for instance, if you have even bishop d6, then this bishop is bad. So it means that white must find something very quick and active.
So what you're saying here is white has actually compromised his structure, but he has a short-term initiative. But if you don't capitalize on this and make something out of it, then in the long term, black could actually have very good prospects.
Right. And so what happened that...
So you started out by playing queen c2 first to
Yes.
go after this.
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
How much time did you think? Do you remember how much time you spent on the next few moves? Because it seems like this is a critical moment in the game.
I think I spent a lot of time here, because I was not sure where I need my bishop, to h3, d3, or c4. And so...
He protected with king g7.
King f7, yes.
King f7.
And then I think I played rook h3.
Rook h3.
Rook h3. Of course, now I have threats, rook f3 and take on g6.
Now see here, Anatoly, most people looking at it, especially in a 5-minute game, they'd say, oh, the pawn on g6, I'll develop a piece, and they'll play bishop d3. They would develop a piece with a threat, and they would be very happy with themselves. But then after knight back and knight up, black would achieve the position that you were discussing, where he's
then you
barricaded in.
lose one tempo, which is decisive for this position. If you are not too quick, then just one move can change the how to say,
the evaluation of
the whole position. Yes.
So in the game, though,
Rook
you after much thought, you decided on this very precise move order: rook h3.
Yes.
Okay.
And now I forced black to retreat with the knight to
Because
e7.
the threat was simply to check and
Right.
and come in. So now you apparently decided, after all your deliberations, that the bishop actually belonged on c4, because here it zeroes in on this very vulnerable point.
Yes. Now I have this threat, rook e3.
It's simply trying to win
And
the pawn.
if knight d5, then rook
And
f3.
you go back.
That's why black must play knight f5. And then rook f3. And so king cannot go to g8 because of this pawn.
So now
Queen d7 is the only move.
Now, of course, his strategy basically is trying to barricade in on the light squares. We can see that he's putting all his pieces on the light squares, trying to create kind of a fortress.
Yes. And when I was thinking before queen c2 and then rook h3, it was not easy to understand that position is good, but probably position demands sacrifice. And so I had to discover for myself that without sacrifice of exchange on f5, I cannot break through.
And then you have no prospects.
Yes, and so this is not easy to understand immediately. It took a long time. But of course compensation is fantastic, but then when you sacrifice having such a nice position, you think, no, maybe it's easier to play another way. But when you realize, no, this is the only way, then you sacrifice.
So actually, not only is this good, the sacrifice, but it's actually quite necessary.
I think so.
So now, of course, this pawn is pinned, so he must take with the g pawn.
G pawn takes and queen takes
And
on
then
f5.
queen takes f5 check. Now the pawn is pinned by this bishop. So now we see why it was so important to put the bishop on this diagonal.
Yeah, just to have eye on the king on f7. So king h7, and then very important move, queen e4. Queen e4, not queen e5, because then in many variations black would have queen d6 with a tempo, or rook e8, and then king f7 and bishop d6. So queen e4 is much stronger.
Also, queen e4 keeps him from putting another pawn on g6.
On g6, yes. And I want to keep this square free for my bishop, bishop f4 and bishop e5.
So actually, every move here, it's very valuable to think exactly which precise square the piece belongs.
Yes. And so I think he played...
he played rook e8 here.
Rook e8, yes.
Okay, he wants to protect and try to run and hide with the king. And now you played bishop.
Bishop f4.
And now he tried to
king
run
d8 only move.
hide with the king.
Yes. So he wants to develop bishop on d6 and just to exchange. That's why queen e5. Now it's very strong. And at the same time, I don't allow king c8 because of mate on b8.
Okay.
And so he played rook to g8.
And now it's just a question of bringing your last piece into the attack.
And yes, even it's not so important that my king could be here or anywhere else, because important is development, and just I need
You need
one more
piece.
strong piece just to break the position. So this is long castle.
And this is not so bad too, just incidentally, to be opposite these guys.
So g6, this is the only way how to develop.
And now?
Rook e1, yes, this is very important. This is very important. Now pawn on e6 is hanging, and
very hard to defend.
yes. So bishop g7, and now it's very elegant with
an epaulette. So now here you played queen b8 check. Okay.
Yes.
He played king up. And now, of course, most people at this point would expect you simply to take the pawn. And you've got two pawns, and this is still under attack, and it's quite nice. And of course,
yes,
that would lead to a win
also
eventually.
winning. Also winning, yes.
But now instead, you played rook takes pawn check, right?
Yes, and so this is mate.
At first, this looks like a mistake because, well, your queen is under attack. It looks like he can simply take this. But in actuality, he resigned here.
Yes, he resigned because of two possibilities. So if king here, then the easiest way just to take on e8, queen takes on e8, and then bishop d6 mate. And if black would take on e6 with the queen, then queen c7 check. Only move queen d7. No,
well,
if queen d7, then bishop d6 mate. Which
yes,
is also
this is
nice.
a finish that I like.
Yes, this
and
is
because
also
this
nice.
shows the bishop's working.
And if king f8, then there are two possibilities.
Well, bishop d6 check, perhaps.
Yes.
And then if queen takes, and queen f7 mate.
This is the most easiest.
This is
yes.
probably the most fitting
Which
conclusion.
didn't want to get on the board.
He didn't want to see this on the demonstration board.